Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dire Bear Adventuring Company. I am your GM, Captain Sack, also known by everybody else as Heath. I apologize for our tardiness this evening, and we are still waiting for one more party member to show up, but by the time I get finished doing all of this other stuff, they should be here. Again, I apologize for the tardiness. Sometimes technical issues happen, right? We are joined once again this evening by Maddie as Annalise, Steve as Gillett, Chief is Arneth, and Ryan is back with us as Lucky.
I'm alive.
Yenfear will be joining us here shortly. Like I said, they're running just a little bit behind, but real quick announcements. Once again, I am broadcasting live from Lucky Dice Cafe in Huntsville on the South Parkway. You should stop by. They have great food. They have awesome items here to purchase. As you saw last week, I showed off some of the Icons of the Realm, the new monster set, official D&D monster miniatures, although some of them weren't miniatures as they were standing like huge. But yeah, come down and say hi to us. I'm always happy to see people. I was at the Huntsville Comic Con not last weekend, but weekend before last, and we had a great time, and I got word that we will actually be at Hamicon coming up in June. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and do a recap real quick on what was going on last week. So, for those of us who joined last week, remember we had went into the dungeon. Well, actually, we continued further into the cave, into the dungeon, where we found ancient dwarven runes and ruins. And after some mishaps with a few traps, what was probably once a sauna with an old tattered book that Gillett found. They found the remains of someone of state. He had a crown of some sort, rings on the nothing that remained but the bones. They interacted with the skeleton that appeared, or excuse me, the ghost that appeared, and kind of warned them that in the tablet that unfortunately fell and was broken, but not before Gillett had the chance to read the notes therein and found out that the kingdom of Adalar had fallen to some great evil, that they dumped all of their resources and all of their magic and all of their people into at least putting an end to, if not hampering its further growth. And they said that let it remain sealed away. They had found a door that they were unable to open, and they come to the conclusion that door being sealed equals the don't open this room. They then heard someone retreating from the cave behind them, and they went to track it down. Annalise found a set of Scooby-Doo-esque stairs that tipped and sent her sliding down them. However, easily made it back up with a check because the trap was very, very old. They then found themselves chasing them back out of the cave, where they met up with Marin Marks and Carter Willis, who were Marin was the head of the Farmers Co-op, and not Carter Willis, it was Barden Wainwright. And Barden was the head of the the Artisans Guild. When questioned, hey, what came out here before us? There was a little bit of deception that went on before Annalise had enough and put Marin, the shrewish woman, to task, and come to find out that what came out of the cave before them was her, as she transformed from Marin Marks into a hag, revealing her true self. A battle ensued where they tried their best not to hurt Barden Wainwright because he was under her control, and luckily they were able to finish her without hurting him. He trying his best to hit Annalise at every mark, but also pulling his punches and missing her on most occasions. After freeing himself, or actually having them free him from there, they made their way back to the town, only to find that the town was on fire. And not in like the cool Al Pacino way, but in a horrible way where people were dying and things were being burned. They quickly jumped to action, put out the fires with the help of Harlan, who was the right-hand man of Carter Willis, who was the head of the Merchants Guild, who they found blubbering like a small child in the middle of the road. They quickly realized that he doesn't have the wherewithal probably to do anything that was shady. I'm not going to say he wouldn't, but he doesn't seem to have the moxie or the common sense about him to do such a thing. So Harlan organized the people there who were working with Carter to help put out the fires, got all the fires put out, and that's when Annalise and Harlan found the mayor, Mayor Tumblewall, sitting on his chair. It's not a throne because he wasn't a king, he was just a mayor. But they found him sitting there, bleeding out, no more life left in him. He had some parting words about the hag's sisters. And she said something about preparing the way for the sisters to arrive, and asked that they go to Lanceport to find out anything that they could about the kingdom, or the once mighty realm that was known as Adalar, which is now just a small town. And that's where we're going to pick up tonight. You spent the evening. You've convinced Barden to be the man, and to actually like run the town, take over as the mayor, with the help of Harlan, because the mayor says, "Hey, I'm not that guy. I don't do those kind of things." And Harlan has said, "Hey, listen, I will be there to help you every step of the way. I'll be basically the man behind the screen, kind of guiding you along the way." And with that, they came to the conclusion that they would, take over running the town until proper elections and what have you can be ran. Your next step then, you can go to Lanceport, which is one of the seats of the kingdom that you're in. You can pass north from Adalar to Reedsong, and then either go overland to Reedsong, or maybe appropriate some transport over the waterways there. Where would you like to go?
Did we want to go back to the mines and check out where we didn't go?
That, and also see if we can get more information about maybe that was where the hag's lair was. Maybe we can get a little bit more information to go on other than Lanceport-ish.
All right, gang. Where do we start?
We have a consensus?
My only question is, who's Velma and who's Daphne in all of
this? I don't know, but Ryan, sounds like you're muted.
That's a really long cord. Not anymore. He was just like, pull the cord.
1 second, guys. 1 second. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
That sounds familiar.
We're really.
Is it a HyperX Clad 2?
We're
no,
falling
this
a really long way.
This is the Corsair headset, but it's got like 6 meters of cord for whatever godforsaken reason.
Yeah.
Well, I do believe that that is probably our best course of action. We don't need to come back to this town later and find it's been razed to the ground by vengeful hags. And if we can find out where they are first, well, surprise is always the best sort of element.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Do you think we'll find more information there, though? Like, I don't know.
If I know beasts, and I do, let me tell you, they tend to keep very meticulous notes on their territory at the very least.
All right. So, are you guys heading towards the mines then?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oy vey. I brought it on
It'll be
myself, really.
fine.
All right.
It'll be fine.
Everything will be fine. This is fine. We're fine. How are you? All right. Go
I'm
ahead and
great.
move you back to the cave entrance. For sake of time and everything else like that, I'm going to say that you guys safely pick your way through the water as opposed to having you roll for every 10, 15 feet.
Are you sure?
Especially
People
since you're
seem
not
really like
married.
me.
You're not. There's not a time crunch on you right now, so absolutely you can carefully pick your way through, finding your way back to the entrance to the Undercroft or to the dungeon that you had found earlier. And it looks like Gillett is already like way out there in front. Like everybody's over there. All right, everybody muster up like right at the entrance, if you would, please. Thank you. Lucky, do you still see yourself on there?
I do. I just need to zoom.
Not a problem. Excellent. We will always take the assumption that Yenfear is following behind, commenting or complaining about musty dungeons, soggy boots, uncomfortable pants, and chafed thighs. All right. You had come to the crossroad of that little T section there, where the stairs go down into the area more. Correct.
I'm gonna go back down the stairs.
All right.
And I am prepared for this.
Okay. Would you like to try to disable them? Better question. Does
Sure.
anybody have any thieves' tools on them with which they could disable them?
I can.
I'm
I can do
just
something
to
like
say, I'm
that.
looking
I
at
can
you,
try.
Lucky. He's gonna take like 8 levels of, or he's gonna take like 6 levels of Warlock and then like 6 levels of Rogue.
We'll see.
Arcane Trickster much?
Right? Okay.
I'm no trickster.
That's the guy who didn't help us in combat at all.
That was a DM's choice because he had enough to contend with. Go ahead and give me. You're gonna basically roll dexterity and add your proficiency bonus.
I have a thieves' tools.
Awesome. If you have
Legit.
that set up, yeah. Just at the edge of the stairs, you notice that there are these intricately carved sconces that are magical. They look like a dwarven face with a crown on it. The eyes and the mouth are open, and they've been woof every time you walk by them. One of them goes woof, and as you're looking and inspecting, trying to find the trigger for this, you can see that right behind one of these sconces, they sit off of the wall just a little bit. You find a small little metal piece that you toggle towards you, and you hear a click, and the steps themselves kind of give a and you are certain that you have disabled the trap that would normally drop the stairs into a ramp or ramp-like feature.
I'm certain that I've disabled the trap. Guys.
Just going to record that and play it for you so you can repeat it.
Yeah.
I'm certain that I've disabled the trap at this time. All right. Annalise, you want to test it out? You can tap it out there with your foot to make sure. Hey, Jack, Yenfear is with us. Say hello. We've barely gotten started. We've mustered up at the cave again. They wanted to investigate further what was going on in this old dungeon. And you are
You're
muted.
muted.
What kind of fool would do something like that? What a silly move.
Only a great fool would know.
Well, she's willing to trust Lucky,
Okay.
which sounds like an absolutely terrible idea.
All right.
But she's gonna walk down the stairs.
All right. Go ahead and make your way down. You put your foot on the first one, and you feel like it's going to give, but it holds solid, and you're able to actually continue down the staircase without any problems. All right. Again, you see the lanterns coming into life as you move down there. They don't go ahead of you. They kind of stay kind of just about where you are, like in a 20-foot radius each time they light up. So it's not revealing a whole lot as you move. But this hallway seems to go on into the darkness for some ways.
All right, who wants to go first?
She's striding forward.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Go ahead and let's see here. All right. Okay. They light up some more. I realize I've got like a band of black that's like right there. All right.
Am I unmuted yet?
Hey,
Yes.
we can hear you.
God,
now.
Welcome.
finally, that was annoying.
We're so glad to have you with us. We've missed you terribly.
Thank you.
I'm like waiting for him to tell me to like back up.
I don't know why you would think that.
It's a long hallway.
As you, yeah, it's a long hallway. As you get to the corner of the area, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
This is a good way to start the night.
Gillet, all right.
Ooh.
Since you two were the first ones to kind of step to that spot, that's it. You hear the sounds. It's a just a kind of a hum at first, and then you see as two blades come. You're not able to dive out of the way of them completely. And I'm not going to roll that on there because I don't want to, because I like my dice. So as you each take 14 points of damage, the blades piercing you and slicing through and then arcing back. Big pendulum type things. Stagger back, clutching yourselves where the blades slice through you. Okay. You wish to venture forth?
That was messed up.
Are you guys okay?
I've had worse.
Does anyone want healing?
That'd be nice. Just don't get your arm chopped off in the meantime.
That's the present. From corner to corner was where the blades slung out. Just so you're aware of where it's at.
Let me see if I can do anything about those. I'm gonna timidly walk up and see if maybe I could
All right.
wedge something in there, or with my thieves' tools,
Okay.
like cut the triggering mechanism.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a roll.
I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on Gillet.
Okay.
High five?
High five.
That's how he transfers the
Both
magic.
shots.
High five, yeah.
Spiritual high five.
Yeah.
I'm slugging both of the
Taking
healing horn.
both pulls off.
I
the
mean,
drinking
fine,
horn.
if you don't want my help, that's cool. Whatever. I'll just be over here, waiting.
This doesn't call for your type of charisma. We don't need you here.
Oh, okay.
No, oh yeah. All right.
You get 9.
Go ahead and roll
Back.
your thieves' tools again, please, sir.
Opened the wrong window. I'm gonna use my new feat
Oh.
that I have. Which I will do this. Oop,
Yeah, the 10 won't get it.
there we go.
All right, so you're
Because I'm
using your
feeling
first
lucky.
instance of luck. So go ahead.
Fuck!
So for those of you who aren't necessarily watching but are listening, it was a 10. Gonna re-roll using luck. Not a problem. You can do that. Rolls it again, it's a 10. So the result's the same. You see where the mechanism is at, but where it's positioned at is on the opposite side. You don't understand how to get to it to disable it. So you're like, okay, I see where it's at, and I think I can disable it, but I don't know how to get to it without getting my arm lopped off. And then I've already got a moniker to go along with my name. I don't want to be one-handed Lucky. Lucky
Oh,
one-hand Vincini.
Just doesn't roll off the tongue,
No,
you know?
it doesn't really. It just doesn't go with the whole persona that you've set up.
So,
You guys want to go get that barrel again?
Unlike the pitfall traps, where once it's active or activated, the rocks fell down. There wasn't a way to reset the rocks unless you manually did it. This one, you can tell, resets. So the blades aren't just hanging there and you can move past them. They and then reset themselves. Nobody else has proficiency with those either, do you?
No.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Because I like having fun with some things.
Uh-oh.
Lucky points it out. If anybody would be willing to risk their life and limb, literally, to see if they can roll a dexterity check and reach out to touch the mechanism to turn it off, I will allow it to happen.
Is that acrobatics or athletics?
You know what? I will allow you to use acrobatics if you have that, because it is completely dexterity based. It is going to be just how fast are your hands. As a matter of fact, I don't even want you to use acrobatics. Well, never mind then, because I'm going to take that back. Years of handling blades, deftly, just working around in the atmosphere and the area with which she's worked for her whole life, born into it, raised for it. Lucky's over there scratching his head. He's like, it's right inside if you can just get in there. I can't figure it out, not without losing my beautiful fingers. You guys are all talking about how to get around it when all of a sudden you see Annalise dart her hand out just inside of the blade, like where it's housed at, and taps it quickly and draws the hand out. You all hear an audible click, and the blades move, but they stop just at the edge of the housing.
That was awesome.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
do you want my nickname?
It's that knife. You know that knife thing where you put your hand on there and you do the knife between your fingers?
Yeah.
It's all the years of doing that.
See, here's the thing though. I'm not really lucky. I'm just good.
Good. Ooh.
It's not luck, it's talent.
So humble too.
Go cry now.
So humble.
Super humble.
Oh yes, you know a lot about being humble, don't you, Cynthia?
I think you were just called out.
Okay, so shall we go? Shall we get going then? All right. Well, I'm gonna keep going.
All right. I love you guys. The hallway.
So if
You have you're an Eladrin. You're an elf. The hallway continues down in the path in this new path. You see a recess where a door is set about midway down the hallway.
Am I supposed to pick up some context here?
The DM just told you where a door was.
I know, but he started off by saying you're an Eladrin elf.
You have dark vision. Sorry.
Okay.
I was
I'm like,
like
it's been too long of a
Sorry.
day.
it has been a long day, and I apologize for not completing that thought. You're a Eladrin. You have dark vision, so you could see down the hallway sans
Thank you.
light, unlike Annalise. All right. There is a door set here in front of you, about midway down the hallway.
Okay.
Careful, guys. Traps were kind of everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it easy. Walk super slow.
All right.
That's nothing new.
Thanks.
Wow.
Why are we so sassy today?
We are just full of it today.
Started losing his shit in the back, apparently. Okay. I'll investigate this door.
All right. In what manner are you going to investigate it? Like, are you looking for traps on it? Or are you just going to make sure that it's made of wood or iron?
Is it for sure a door? No, okay.
No, it's a mimic.
It could be, though.
It could be.
It could be.
I was gonna say, when in doubt, attack first,
This-
ask questions later.
This time it's not. That's right. How do you open any door? With an axe. It's like...
Or on this big meaty shoulder.
Yeah.
That's
True.
big meaty shoulder. That's an in-game item,
Coming
folks.
soon.
It's got a stat
It's
card.
unique.
It's party exclusive.
It's a set
Yes.
item too. It comes
Yeah.
with harness, big brawny biceps.
Yeah.
Everything about what's going on right now.
I'm gonna inspect it for traps.
All right, so roll an investigation check, please. All right, it does not appear trapped.
I'm gonna back away a bit and ask Lucky to open the door. Can you open the door, Lucky?
Why me?
You know, my fingers are tired. Can you just do me a solid and open the door?
From what?
Just open the fucking door, Lucky.
I go and I open the door.
Remember, if persuasion doesn't work, intimidation always does. All right, so you...
Except they go off the same stat.
This is true. You reach out to open the door?
Yes.
All right.
Cautiously.
You reach your hand out to the iron door, slightly covered in dust. Taking a firm grip of the handle, you swing the door open and see a room on the other side. The sound of water cascading down from a fall is the first sound you hear. As you open the door, you can see a cistern. You're not sure how deep it is, but water flows out of this and into a large, like I said, it's a cistern. So water's flowing out from somewhere. It has kind of that same tinge and hint of color and that little bit of a coppery smell that you had from the water that was back in the cave. Other than that, there's nothing... Well, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. Along with that, in this room, you find a bed mat that is... It's not super nice, but it's adequate enough. You find a desk, or at least a makeshift sort of desk thing, with correspondence or notes and some kind of stationery written on it. You find a small chest made out of iron, or excuse me, made out of wood with iron bands on it. There's a faint foul odor just about the room in general.
I'll investigate the chest.
All right. What are you looking for in particular?
Just checking it out, seeing if it's got any like wires or traps or anything.
All right, straight
Looking in
investigation
the
check,
keyhole.
please. Look in the keyhole, stab in the eye. Ow! I found the trap, guys.
That'd be so unfortunate.
All right, it does not appear to be trapped.
I will try to open it.
It is locked.
I'm really good at this, guys. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna bust out the thieves' tools and try see if I can redeem myself.
Okay.
All right.
You successfully unlock it.
On the assumption there's no traps, I just whoop.
Bear with me just 1 second here.
Gotta pull out the 100 d6s.
You know, I've only got 25, so I have to roll them in groups of 4.
Hmm.
I have successfully never rolled anything above, I think the most d6s I've ever rolled at one shot is 18. But I was the party member doing the damage to an enemy, so there's that.
Mm.
The most I've ever rolled in one shot, I think, was 15.
Nice. To my, I was casting a very souped up version of Fireball.
That was the night I one-shot Hellish's Knight.
Oh, nice.
Twice.
You were the, oh, I see. That's that game you were running there, eh?
That was my Dark Souls 3 game.
Nice.
I dealt 244 damage in one shot.
Okay.
It's just mean.
I love how they have these, but I also hate how they have them too. As you're going to pick the lock, you successfully hear the very familiar telltale sign of the tumblers falling into place and clicking. And then you go to open it, and where you have your thumbs placed on it, there's a small... You feel the puff of air before you feel the sting. As you look, you see a small needle sticking into the pad of your thumb. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Rip.
All right. And tonight is the night where the party dies due to traps. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's not that bad. It's so much.
Will you come look at this cistern? This is a nice cistern.
You take 11 points of poison damage as you feel the needle slam into your thumb, and then it burns through the entirety of your hand. You all watch as his pale skin goes a hue of greenish. You are poisoned. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
What a horrible sound to hear.
Sorry. No, you're poisoned for 1 hour. So the poison effect gives you disadvantage on all of my books. It gives you disadvantage on all of my books. That's what it is.
Damn.
It's a lot of
Can't
books.
read anymore? That's so
I
shitty.
can't read. Oh wait, I couldn't read in the first place. No.
No.
Let's see. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks for the next hour. As the poison courses through your veins, burning. You pull the needle out from your finger. But
Lucky you're muted again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ow! 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 Ow!
All right. I found the trap, guys.
I successfully disarmed the trap.
All right, I have to admit, I have Twitch up so that I can look over every once in a while, say hi to people, and just kind of keep up with what's going on. That is hilarious. Why is this map file named killtheparty.jpg? Oh. I must say, as a DM, it's not my intention to ever kill the party. The dice, however, have a mind of their own.
Out.
14 damage from swinging axes later.
Yep. Alright. Alright, so we're going to have some fun with this. Because this is something that I like to do. Don't worry, this isn't poison. This isn't damage to you guys. This is... I promise when I say this is fun.
Don't worry, it's just one guy. It's not all you guys.
It's just lucky.
I have rolled...
Lucky.
I have rolled 1d100. I will say you can take what I have rolled, or if you would like to roll, we can take what one of you have rolled. I'll let you be the deciding factor on this.
Who do you think's gonna be lucky tonight?
Well,
Not that guy.
You know, it's not your
Not lucky.
your night. Sorry.
okay, like right there.
Right over
Yeah.
What does that say?
right over there.
It says that we should let Annalise roll.
It says
That
lucky.
guy right over there.
Because remember, I'm not lucky, I'm good.
I will let one of you make a roll, and then I will let you decide if you want to keep your roll or if you want to go with what I've rolled. I will reveal what I've rolled.
1d100.
Correct.
I'll do it.
All right, go
Let
for it.
me do it.
I'll bear the burden.
I
And
will
my
bear
axe.
this
I'm blaming.
My axe.
weight. Okay. You roll a 57. I have the DMG open because I did not have this treasure planned out, but I do have a plan for it. You can keep what you have rolled, or you can take what I have rolled.
Do we get to know what you rolled?
What's that?
Do we get to know what you rolled?
No.
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 Just
Be like last time
whisper
where
it
you
to one of
accidentally
us.
rolled it into chat.
Yeah, the last time I said that, it was like I accidentally rolled it into the chat. Whoops. Which is why I'm rolling physical dice tonight.
Go
Okay.
with what Yenfi
You know,
rolled.
I think, yeah, going with the
Yeah.
answer.
Okay.
Excellent. I rolled an 85, just so you know. All right.
Bitch. I'm so
To be
sorry.
clear, just because it's an 85 does not mean that it's better.
This is true.
I'm throwing myself into the cistern. Bye, everyone.
I'll catch you. Ish.
Ish.
Okay.
Well,
I mean-
Just swan dives in.
All right. In the chest, you have found a pouch full of gems. I shouldn't say full. It's full because of the size of them, the size and cut. There's only about 5 of them in there. But they seem to have a nice cut and clarity to them. They seem to be really well taken care of and polished, as though they would have some worth to them. Nice. Again, that's a nice in your
Ominous.
favor.
Ooh.
The gems are not cursed.
No, none of them are cursed.
That's, a gem per person,
Well, in that case,
You see a
I'll
potion.
take.
You see a potion bottle in there, and it has kind of it's almost like a milky white color, but it's not viscous. It's very very fluid. You also find a very familiar looking potion. It's kind of red in color. Looks a little bit like cherry cordial, but has a little bit of a thicker consistency to it. Easily identified as a potion of healing. You find another one that looks almost like that, but it seems to be darker in color, maybe a bit more vibrant. If you pop the stopper, it smells more potent. So write down a potion of greater healing as well. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, did we get the name of the white potion?
You did not.
No? Okay. Sorry. Just wanted to
That's all right.
double check.
This is the 4th roll. We got one last roll. You find yet another vial of potion of healing. Kind of loaded. Everything's just kind of laid in there haphazardly, cloth thrown over it. So you're just kind of sifting through that. So it's 2 potions of healing, and 1 potion of greater healing, a potion that has some kind of milky white and a globe. On the potion and the globe, if anybody would like to give me Arcana checks, you can do so.
You cut out there for a bit, Captain.
Sorry, on the potion and the globe, because the other thing you found is a globe. It's a small sphere, thick glass, weighs maybe about a pound. Yeah, it looks to be made out of some kind of opaque-ish glass, transparent-ish, kind of like like some kind of shade glass. Weighs about a pound, like I said, it's thick. And if anybody would like to try to give me an Arcana check on either of those, feel free to do so. On the potion that you don't know and the globe, I can tell you what it is. And don't forget, get everybody that you know involved, because we are doing the Hive Swap giveaway tonight at the end of the night. You must be active in the Twitch chat in order to be eligible, and we will be giving away a keyword. And once we tell you the keyword, you can enter that in. And also, we have considered doing a QA. If anyone is interested and want to stick around, we will happily answer questions as long as people are available for. All right. So, Gillett, yours is for the globe. And
yes, sir.
Arneth, what were you rolling for? Potion or globe?
The potion.
Okay. Lucky, either one?
I would have been helping who's close to me, I guess, with the globe.
Okay. So you would say that you would have given them advantage by saying you're helping them out. So, Gillett, I'll let you roll Arcana one more time. We'll take the higher of the two. Okay. You've seen this, but only in the monastery where you studied. They use these commonly to light darkened areas, especially when it came to like the scribes or in the meditation halls and things like that. You know it to be a drift globe. The potion,
very cool.
You can't really make out what it is. It doesn't seem to be anything harmful. It doesn't look like any poison or anything, but you just can't determine what its use is.
Well, for the good of the team, I'm going to drink it.
Quaffing of the potion.
What? Maybe
You all want
don't
Drink it all, or
random
just
As
taste
Arnev
it?
pops the cork off of the bottle, says, "Well, bottoms up!" And you hear this sound from behind you. Wipes it off.
And then Arneth disappears because it was a potion of invisibility.
There you go.
Permanent.
We can have fun with that.
They have a description of the potion in here, but I liked what I had decided on. You feel that when it comes to scampering up vertical surfaces, you can move with the same speed that you would walking. That there's no difference in it. Also, when it comes to those things where it deals with your brawn, such as climbing or swimming, jumping, you have advantages on those. Like, you can do them better than what you normally could. For the next hour, you have advantage on strength athletic checks when you make to a climb, only the climbing. But also you have your walking speed is equal to your climbing, or your climbing speed is equal to your walking speed for the next hour, as you have just quaffed a potion of climbing.
So, how do you feel?
Like fucking Spider-Man.
Scurry up a wall.
You watch he's just hanging off of the edge of the wall like a rock climber. He does the thing where he loops one leg through the arm, to kind of give themselves that moment of support, and then switches it back. So, so you found, we said two healing potions, a greater healing potion, the drift globe, and the potion of climbing that is no more. You now have an empty bottle where a potion of climbing used to be. So that was what was in the chest. You also found a pouch of gems. If anyone wants to give me just straight intelligence check, we'll see if somebody can identify it. Identify who wants to look at them first.
Well, they're doing the potions. Annalise will look at the
All right.
gems.
Does anybody want to help Annalise investigate these? You had fear. Okay, let's try that again. All right. Having seen something along these lines before, you kind of make out that they're worth about 50 gold pieces each. So there was 5 of them at 50 GP. All right. There's a smaller room off to the main one.
Go look around the corner there. Check out what's in that room.
As you get closer, the first thing you notice is just the smell of just absolute foul, like refuse, decay, like it was used for waste. Give me an investigation check. Actually, give me a perception check, because you're not actually, like, going into the room, right?
Delicious.
You see the remains of a body in the area.
I'm gonna reach out and cast a mage hand and like poke it.
It does not move. As a matter of fact, as you poke it, it kind of slides a bit over to the side and kind of slumps down. But it doesn't move.
I think it's dead in the like fully dead way.
like not even mostly dead, fully dead. All right. You'd have to wade into the refuse to go check it out, but if you'd like to go investigate it, you can.
I'll cast prestidigitation, make like a nice smell in my hands. Just like go in there.
Jasmine in your hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a nice way to say?
Right behind him, but she pulls her
Mask up.
her scarf up over her. Yeah.
All right.
I would do
So
the same.
it's
But I forgot
jazz
to do that
hands?
today.
Jazz hands.
Oh my god, that's so good.
All right. As you... I've given inspiration for worse. All right, as you go and inspect the body, it looks, it's decayed, it's old, it's been here for a while, so some of the skin is starting to slough off, but it has a familiar look to it, like it's either someone you've noticed or seen in the past.
Annalise is gonna investigate.
Okay. You want to roll investigation check? You absolutely can. Or are you just trying to recall maybe who it is?
Well, I'm gonna roll the investigation check, but like she's 90% sure it's Marin.
All right, go ahead and roll the investigation check. Because you've dealt with her recently, yes, it is the body of Marin Marks. The actual body of Marin Marks.
No. I would like to check to see if there are any marks, like in a beastly or fiendish nature.
Yeah, you can see easily. Across her neck and chest are deep furrows, as though claws were raked across there. And while there are other various smaller wounds that you can see, you're pretty certain that the clawing of the throat has been what has caused this.
Okay.
Check her pockets.
I'm not desecrating the dead.
Okay, I will.
Again,
I'll do it.
Can we just not desecrate the dead? Maybe.
Listen. There could be clues as to what happened to her on her body.
Yeah, clues.
She was clawed to death across the throat by the hag.
Clues
Killed.
on her body.
Yeah, clues. Yeah, clues.
What if there are notes in
You
her
know what,
pockets?
Yinfe? I
Yeah.
didn't realize that you were into necrophilia. Enjoy.
I'm not even gonna
What?
dignify that with a response.
What I love most
And yet you
about that
just
whole
did.
interaction was that Yenfear, the player, turned and it looked like you literally were looking at Maddie, going, "How dare you? How
Dare you?
dare you?"
I have one question.
You fire away.
As Arneth, what is necrophilia?
The fucking of dead people.
Oh,
And
Annalise,
she's being
tactful
rather
as
adamant
always,
about.
explains
Fucking of dead people.
in as few words as possible and as succinct as she is able exactly what that means. All right. Looking,
Arneth just looks disgusted.
it's a good look.
Ugh.
Disgust is
Whatever.
a good way to be. Rifling through the pockets of the former Marin marks, you find nothing of note or interest.
Okay, well, I'm done.
You still
Oh, I didn't
have,
realize you were that quick.
Are you done? Is it that time of the month or something?
Absolutely not.
Is it-
I'm just getting started.
is the there's still the remains of like a desk or some sort of makeshift spot for there to write on, as well as the cot itself that was being slept on.
Annalise is gonna go check the desk.
Okay. Looking at the desk, you see bits of paper, some old inkwells, some that are still new, some that have been used up, a couple of quills. There is a letter or two that looked as though they were responses to a letter that was sent out. There's two letters that have been two of them that were responses. The rest of them are just various notes. Looking over the notes, though, you can kind of make out that some of the notes are about this place itself.
Does it have like initials or anything on the notes? Annalise?
Not that you can see. Not that you can make out.
What do the notes say about this place?
The notes themselves mention the entrance to the realm is blocked. I will need my sister's help to unblock it. It also mentions some various locations of traps that were either found and then set, or, found the same way that you guys found them. Unluckily. They also mention the gelatinous cube that you guys fought, and the goblins, and how the goblins don't bother her at all because of her, stature with them. There's also mention about the town, about how Carter Willis is a fool, but more than she doesn't trust him, she doesn't trust Harlan. There's something about him that he seems too smart for his own good, kind of thing, or too bright for his own good. Barden is a fool. That's all she says. He's a simple-minded, easily manipulated fool. He's a perfect target. Other than that, it doesn't have a whole lot of notes about this place, other than what you guys found yourselves. The correspondence themselves, the 2 notes, let's see if you can make those out. Let's see what languages we would be writing those in. I want to thank everyone who is watching right now. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that we are as entertaining as I think we are. And even if we're not, I still think we are. Alright, so the hags' languages. Okay. What languages does Annalise speak? Let me ask you that.
Draconic, Common, and Elvish.
Okay. One of the languages has... It looks like it bears a common resemblance to Elvish. But the language on the letter looks like it bears a common root with Elvish, but it's different. Like I mentioned to Gillett last week, this isn't so much as reading a Latin language, like comparing Spanish to Portuguese. This would be reading like ancient Germanic and comparing it to like German as it is now. So there are very few things that you can make out. It seems to be familiar, but not something that you have the ability to read at this moment. Unless you'd like to have somebody else take a look at it.
What can I at least summarize, I guess, from it? If I can, it seems familiar, and so I would assume that I would be able to at least get the gist of it, if not,
No,
even though I can't read the specifics.
It's more like you can make out this letter, and you can make out this letter here. These letters may be this, but they're not quite.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yenfir, what languages do you speak?
Common and Elvish as well.
As a bard, you should have so many more languages.
I know. I'm sorry.
Lucky, what languages do you speak, sir?
Just Common, Elvish, Dwarvish.
Okay. Gillett, Arneth?
Common, Orc, Dwarven, and Giant.
Excellent.
Orc, Elvish, Common, Matt, Draconic.
The only person in the party that speaks Kamat. It is not Kamat.
That's going to go over well.
Unfortunately, it's not a language that any of you guys really know. Again, like I said, there are a few characteristics with it that are very similar to Elvish, but it's not enough that you can really make out what it is.
Just look the letter in her bag, and perhaps somebody at Lanceport would have more information.
A good decision to make. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Other than those items that you found, you don't really see anything else. I need to correct something real quick because I need to make sure that my bard is doing all that they can. Because I love my bard. I want to make sure my bard is doing all that they can, bard.
Barding as hard as I can bard.
You're barding out with your... bard out with your heart out. What background did you end up picking? Just so I know.
Charlatan.
Okay.
For no reason at all.
I don't know why. None of you know that, at least in character.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone forget that shit right now.
None of us know what.
Yeah, what are we forgetting?
Hmm?
What do we know?
He's
Some
not a
of us
real
just assume.
future. It's fake.
And then I know which college you picked, so I need to make that. Because I feel like you should have more languages. As an Eladrin, what languages do you
Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't be the first time I forgot to pick shit.
That's okay.
Put it on my sheet. So
Before we go,
Yay.
because, hey, key points are key points. I just want to make sure that you...
I just like to do things the hard way,
I
you
just
know
do
me.
my own thing.
It doesn't fit with his backstory, so I decided to.
I've done some deep analyzation, and on my spreadsheet where I keep all of my character notes and the development over time, I've decided that eventually he will lose one arm.
And he will die a horrible death.
Punji sticks through the feet.
Alright, so...
Ooh.
Yeah, actually, that's cool. Okay.
Cool. Nice.
I'll
Sweet.
have to look at Eladrin because I feel like you should have different languages.
Let me look myself, and you can continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright. For those who want to know, Eladrin is one of the playtesting materials from Wizards of the Coast. Unearthed Arcana. It's their monthly kind of updates that they put out. They usually end up putting out some really cool stuff. Classes that you can play test, races, and things like that. Well. Oh, so basically it's a sub-race of elf. So you would look at elf and then take a look at that. Sorry, guys. I know this is
Okay.
the drudgery that slows down things.
Oh, so sorry.
But again,
Somebody's
it's
gotta
a
be
key
poisoned
point.
again.
It's a key point, so I want to make sure that if we have a chance to be able to read these, that people get the chance to read these. And if not, cool. Ba-da-da.
Well, in the meantime, I'm taking one of those potions of healing.
You didn't take one, like drink it, or are you just taking one? Okay, yeah. As
I was just taking it.
the languages that you have are common and Elvish. You don't actually get to pick any extra languages for being a bard. Odd. And your background doesn't give you any extra languages. So yeah, it's common and Elvish. All right, cool.
So, you know.
Thanks for bearing with us through the treasury. Hope I didn't lose any watchers while we discuss what
Nobody
languages
cares!
you know. God, get back to the action. Rolls to hit something. All right. Yeah, so you pack those away, put them away. Make sure you write down that you have 2 letters, 2 correspondences, however you want to label that. Other than the cistern, there's really nothing else in the room worth note.
There's like the bed, right? I'm gonna search that.
Yeah, you can toss the bed. It's simple cot. There's nothing really there. It's big. It's because a hag is kind of a longer creature, taller creature, so it's a long bed. But
California Queen.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, actually, that's a great question. If anybody can give me a report on if we're getting the feedback that we were getting before, let me know. I am curious. I think all the audio sounds good. I haven't heard anybody say anything, so we'll see what happens. All right, so with that, like I said, there's the cistern, and that's it. Arneth, did you want to investigate the cistern?
What'd you say?
Did you want to investigate the cistern?
I would like to investigate.
Sure, yeah.
All right. So looking into there, again, you can't see how deep it goes, but it seems like it's catching a lot of water. It's a pretty good flow of water from into this cistern.
Yennefer, I think you should wash off after you waded through all that waste.
Are you trying to say something?
You smell. Get rid of it.
I guess it's that side effect of fucking dead bodies.
All right, so the players are reverbing.
It's
If we're reverbing, that's on your end, Cap.
No, there was somebody reporting it. You guys don't sound fine to me, so I don't know.
No, but if it's reverbing for Twitch,
Yeah.
it's on your end.
I got you. I'm going to try to move my mic forward a little bit so that the speakers from the computer are behind it, since it is not omnidirectional right now. And we'll see if that gets any better. All right. So, are you jumping into the cistern? Are you looking into it? Are you going to scoop some water out, pour it over your head? What are you doing? Just
I'll
splashing water onto yourself.
I'll hop in because I'm a fucking man. Do things half-ass.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so pack and all, just jump into the water.
Yes.
You guys watch as Yenfear jumps into the water. You leap in, and you get to about your waist.
Whoa, it's deep.
Happy now.
No, because you still stink.
Yeah, you should go swim. Go under.
Go under, like, permanently.
Don't come back.
Under the waterfall, at least.
Go get into the waterfall as it's all pouring out.
You know, I can
And
just,
just for
I can just
funsies,
imagine
I'm gonna
the
do some
party.
herbal essences shit. And
Get some
just
fan service, yeah.
Oh my god. I can just imagine the party leaning against the edge of the cistern, watching Yenfear get clean.
I mean, that's what Arnath is doing.
everyone's just
Arneth is like locked. You watch every once in a while as the tongue just breaks the lip. Just does that. Yeah.
wow. Okay.
All right.
You knew what you were signing up for when you made eye candy.
Oh god damn it. Okay. Happy now.
All right.
Yeah, you're suitably
Ecstatic.
wet.
If you want to, you can give me an investigation check while you're in the cistern to try to determine where all the water's going, because there's quite a bit of water. Out. You don't know. It's out. Your answer is out. So I don't know. You're not sure. It's out somewhere.
Okay. I'm gonna wade over. Just shake my hair off in her direction and Annalise's direction. Like a dog.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. That mop of curly hair goes poof, 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 poof. All right. So you guys have investigated the hag's hideout, or what you can assume is the hag's lair, here in this location. Apparently, she was trying to find something, but we don't know what. In your correspondence that you have, you can't read, so. But you did find some treasure, so hey, there's that.
And I mean, correspondence is a lead. We don't know what it means, but it's a lead.
Well, there was still more to explore if we can go get that door open.
If you'd like to try it again, you can. It's here in this area, so. And you've already disabled every
maybe
trap
we
in
can
that
see it.
direction.
Because it was all the way.
Oh yeah, it was in the
Up top.
Right.
far upper right-hand corner, upper left-hand corner, excuse me. All right, so if you want to make your way back up there, you can. You can just put your tokens in there.
Okay.
All right. I'll allow you to have advantage if two of you want to give it a whirl and see if you can open the door.
Kill it, shall we?
All right.
You don't want to use the set item piece, Arna's meaty shoulder.
Strength check or athletics?
Athletics, if you will.
With advantage?
Yes. Whoever's going to roll has advantage. All right.
Nice.
Both of you lean into the door, mustering all of your weight and pushing your shoulders into it. And after several times where you do that thing where you slam against it and then kind of lean back and slam against it again, you hear the as the stone statue or whatever it was that you could barely make out blocking the way opens enough that you can get entry into the area.
We did it.
Good job, team.
All right, time to peek my head in.
All right.
Don't get your head chopped off.
As you slide in to the door, because like I said, it's only open like wide enough for you to kind of squeeze in. There's a ruined staircase in the corner. The statue that you moved, you can see where it landed. It came from the floor above, crashed through the ceiling, and landed here on its side. You moved it out of the way. Above you lies a dark hole that leads up into you're not sure where. The staircase, like I said, is ruined. It's just in absolute ruin. It's not going to be able to get you out anywhere. You can make out where a door once was, that or where it still stands, but it's made out of the same kind of iron, and you can see that it's rent in parts where it looks like to get it open, you would have to stand and forcibly try to open it with something. And since there's no staircase for a landing, there's not really a way that you can get up to it to try to force it open.
Hey, Chief.
I guess it's time for me to put that potion to use.
All right. You have advantage on climb checks. So go ahead and you can make a climb over here in the corner.
I'm taking out that drift globe just to add a little extra light.
All right.
In case this doesn't work, I have a suggestion for after, but let's see if this works first.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
Okay, so you're going to roll athletics, and you're going to have advantage on it. So we'll take the higher of the two numbers. Okay. You are able to get up to the door. It's about 20 feet up, so you're able to scramble up to it pretty quickly. And you find just a little bit of a lip of a perch. It's not enough for you to actually even have all of your feet on there. It's more of you can balance on the balls of your feet and prop yourself against the door. Shoving this door open, it's going to take a lot. So from where it looks like it's been bent and torqued in place, so like you can tell that it opens outward, but just the way that the metal is ruined in the frame, you're going to have to really try. So, I mean, you can absolutely give me a try. If you want to give me a strength check, it'll be strength or athletics. If you have athletics, which has a proficiency, you can use that instead.
I have athletics.
All right, so go ahead and roll. You don't have advantage on this.
Of course I don't.
Sorry. It's for the climb, though, not for the... you push against the door to try to see if you can shove it open. As you do so, you kind of... your foot slips, so you catch yourself, more worried about not falling 20 feet to the rubble below. And you hold on for a second, letting your heart still from that moment of panic that just rushed through you. And you take a second and take a deep breath, and you're like, okay. I'm okay. You didn't fall, but unfortunately you didn't get the door open either.
Yeah, guys, I don't think I can do this.
Try again.
Gonna help out with a fireball?
With which you tell somebody, yeah, you got it, just try again.
I mean, I'll try again if the DM allows it.
Yennefer, aren't you a bard? Maybe you should say something inspiring.
Okay. All right. I was born for this. You're amazing. You got this.
That's the saddest D6 of inspiration that I've ever seen.
Those were words.
Okay, I just need to warm up a little bit, okay?
Well, you have inspiration. I will allow you to make the check again if you would like to, and you can also, if you don't feel like it's going to make it, you can then roll a. Hang on, just 1 second here. Yeah, you can roll
So I
another.
click.
You can roll a d6 and add that to the roll for the total.
So I click inspiration.
No, that inspiration is what I give you for. You can give advantage. The bardic inspiration is a d6. So what you would do is roll your athletics again, and then if you feel before I tell you the result, whether you made it or not, you can then roll 1d6 and add that to the total.
Okay, so I roll.
So roll athletics.
Okay.
You don't need to use the inspiration.
No. It's a 25.
You are amazing.
You watch. That's a critical success, though. That's the other thing too. So, you are amazing. Says
Even if you had
Willow. Says
disadvantage,
Willow
you were
to
gonna
Mad
succeed
Mardigan.
on
You
that."
are amazing. All right.
Thanks. That
You,
actually worked.
You set your feet on a little bit more firmer stone than what you had originally. This time you throw yourself forward, knowing that you can at least keep yourself up there if you throw yourself into the door. So you throw yourself into the door, and there's and the door opens up. It doesn't open so much as it kind of falls forward a little bit. Looking in there, you can see an old, musty, ruined, it looks like the same kind of stonework, but this is in complete disarray. As familiar as you are with the lands around you and where you are and your natural abilities as a ranger, you don't exactly know where you are. You don't have any guiding point to kind of get your bearings, but you can see a little bit of sunlight coming through the upper floor or some hole that was rent in this, what you can only guess or surmise is a keep or a fortress of some kind.
I see. Well, I'm gonna kind of just peek back over the edge, and I'm gonna look down to say, does anyone want to try to join me?
Do you have any rope?
If you have a pack of any kind, explorer's pack, dungeoneer,
I have an explorer's pack.
the explorer's pack has 50 feet of hempen rope on it. Almost all of the packs have rope, with the exception of like the entertainer's pack.
Priest pack.
What's that?
The priest pack.
Yeah, the priest pack. The entertainer's pack, I don't believe has it.
Is there anything that I can secure this rope to?
Give me an
Or am I
investigation.
just gonna like Rapunzel it? Just hold on
Just
to
hold
it.
on to it with sheer brute strength. 'Cause you just to be even more.
Arneth, let down your rope.
He just has it circled around his bicep, and he's just like manning it up there.
Yo.
I got this
That
one.
would be amazing.
All right, give me an investigation check to see if you can find a place to secure this to.
Okay. 14.
Not offhand. You don't seem to see anything. You could try to secure it to the door, but you don't know if that would, hold. You just don't see anything. Not without moving into the keep a bit further.
I think the DM really wants you to flex.
I mean,
Tie it around your waist and race against the doorframe.
there really isn't any downfall to doing that, because even if I get pulled off, I can just scurry back up. Honestly, I want to try that.
All right.
It sounds hilarious.
You're going to brace yourself in the door frame, tie the rope around your own waist, and just kind of let people climb up your body.
Yes.
I volunteer as tribute.
Screw it. I'll allow it. Go for it. Do it. Make it happen.
Okay, what do I gotta do?
I need everybody to give me climb checks. You're going to give me strength or athletics if you have athletics.
Yikes.
Okay. You guys watch as Yenfear jumps up, grabs the rope, kicks his feet helplessly against the scrabble of the stone, and then just kind of slide back down. Ah, rope burn. Maddie shoves Yenfear. Annalise shoves Yenfear out of the way and says, I got this. And then Jay hooks her feet in there and just scrabbles up the rope. You get to the top. Give me a dexterity check, please.
Dexterity, acrobatics.
Acrobatics, if you have it. Yes, I'll allow that. Okay, you scramble.
Wow.
You find perch enough to scramble around Chief, who is kind of taking up the entire. Or excuse me, Arneth, who is taking up the entire door frame. And you are standing in a dark hallway. You cannot see anything.
While the rest of them are climbing up, I'm striking a torch.
Okay, go ahead and let's see. Gillett, go ahead and give me a strength athletics check if you have athletics. Go ahead, Lucky, and give me the same thing. Okay. Lucky and fares about the same that Yenfear did. Gets about 10 feet up the rope instead of the 5 feet that Yenfear got, and then slides back down. Gillett, you make your way up there. It's not as elegant as Annalise, but you still make your way up to the top of the area. Now, give me a dexterity saving, or excuse me, acrobatics check. Yep. And once again, you kind of scoot your way in. You have dark vision, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
All right. I need both Annalise. Actually, I need all three. Annalise, Chief, and Gillett. I need all three of you to give me perception checks, please.
Okay.
Knocking it out of the park.
What the fuck? Can you give me some of your
I also want to say.
some of your numbers?
I also want to say, Chief, you're doing so much better.
Yeah.
You're doing so much better than the last
So much
couple of weeks
Yeah.
in regards to the
Yeah.
roles. I'm happy that RN Jesus has shined his light upon you today.
I know. Me too.
So proud.
By taking away my light.
So
It's
crusty.
because of your lame-ass inspirational speeches!
Hey, being told you're amazing. It worked for
It
me.
goes a long ways.
You know, not all speeches have to be long-winded, Annalise.
That was your plan,
Didn't say that,
Yenfear.
but yours was
Get 'em?
literally 2 lines long.
Get him,
Succinct.
Yenfear. That was your plan. Get him.
Get him.
All right. You hear the sound of running water, like swiftly, torrentially running water.
Well, that seems pretty on par for the course for where we are.
Gillett, with your dark vision, and Annalise, as you have struck up your torch, you can see that the pathway that you're on, the hallway that you're on, goes about 10 feet and then drops off into darkness. So you climbed up, went out, there's a hallway that you're on. The path, the hallway that you're in goes 10 feet and then drops off into darkness. You can look up and see sunlight coming through what looks like maybe windows or arrow slits or something like that way up above you.
Before she continues on, she's gonna hold the torch away from the others, stick her arm back, like stick her head out from underneath Arneth's arm,
Mm-hmm.
and just say, tie it around their waist and we'll just haul them up the wall.
Good plan.
Okay.
Tie yourselves to the rope and we will just haul you up the wall.
All right. Yenfear,
Okay.
Lucky, I will allow you both to make another athletics or strength check if you have athletics. You will have advantage because Arneth is helping you. Arneth, I need
Yes.
you to give me another athletics check, please.
Okay.
I'm going to be helping.
All right.
okay. I just need delicate hands. Oh my.
You tie the rope around your waist and give it a tug, and you don't know what went wrong. Your knot was secured, and as you go to tug it to give it see if it's secured, it just kind of unravels around your waist. You don't even leave the ground. You're like, okay, I'm going to try again. So you tie the knot once more. Ha-ha! And as you go to pull the rope and like pull the knot tight, you realize it wasn't even around your waist, like both ends are in your hand.
Am I okay? Like, I need a nap.
Lucky, you snatched the rope from Yenfear, tie it around your waist, and even with Arneth helping to haul you up, you keep bouncing off of the wall, and your feet are scrabbling against thin air, and then you swing back in, and you kind of bounce and turn, and then you end up finding yourself back on the ground, and you're just kind of looking up going, how do ropes... How do you rope? I don't know.
Guys, this is not difficult. Stop trying to climb the wall. Tie yourselves to the rope, and the three of us will haul you up the wall. Stop trying to do things, because it's clearly not working.
Okay. Yenfear, you're not going to be giving me another check. What I need now is, Chief, I need you to give me a check, and I need you to give it with advantage since you have somebody helping you haul the rope up. Athletics again, please.
What? Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say that with Yenfear's slight size, that you are able to get Yenfear successfully to the top. And Yenfear, now I need you to give me an acrobatics check, please.
Watch me fail.
I am a leaf on the wind.
What is happening?
Which wind?
You,
Oh
I am a
my
leaf on a
God.
dusty fart. Apparently, it's the wind. You go to scrabble like underneath Arneth's feet to try to get up from underneath. You succeed in doing so, and as you do that, you nearly knock Arneth off of his perch where he's at. He doesn't fall, but there's a moment of whoa, and everybody just kind of looks at you.
Sorry.
All right.
I'll just...
You throw the rope back down to Lucky. All right. Lucky, tie
I'm
yourself
gonna
off.
be like, all right, guys, I'm really sick, so instead, and I'm gonna cast a spell, and I cast this, and then I walk up the wall.
He's just like, what the fuck ever?
Walk
Fuck
up the
this.
wall like with your vertically, so like the wall is like this, and you just walk up it like this.
He's literally just like
Excellent, I love it.
climbing up the wall.
You grab the
Poison,
rope on your way
guys.
up.
He goes,
I'm poisoned.
guess, yeah, exactly. That's the reason why. It's the poison.
That's my excuse.
I'm just gonna stand in the doorway, and when he arrives, I'm just gonna look at him like, you had that the whole time.
I said I
You
had another
didn't
option.
use it.
We did. I said it at the beginning.
You okay? And I'm just gonna.
Make sure
Get
to
out
mark
the
that off
doorway.
your spell slots if you.
Yes.
All right, good deal.
Cap,
There.
hmm
would I be able to craft an antidote for the poison now that I know he's poisoned?
Oh, I didn't mention that.
Do you have
No.
Do you have a
Just
what kit do
suffering
you
in
have?
silence.
Yeah, my thumb got.
I have alchemist supplies.
I will be right back.
Yes, I'll let you try it. Actually, that is you hit the number I was thinking of right off the top of my head. You're able to discerning. He gives you a list of his symptoms. I'm feeling this way. This is happening, and you can kind of see sweat on his face. Putting together the symptoms, you can kind of come up with an idea of what type of poison it was. And you craft a general antidote for like 3 different types of poisons that work the same way, and they're all negated by the same concoction that you come up with. He takes the potion and quaffs it, and the antidote and quaffs it, and yeah, you are cleared of your poison.
Oh, I feel so much better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, residual
Here,
effects. You
drink
still
this.
feel kind of sick to your stomach, but for the most part, your checks won't be negated by that.
Here, drink this. And she hands him the horn, which is full now.
Yes.
Drink the entire thing.
I take a chug from the horn.
All
I
right.
don't know what it is.
You heal up a total of
4.
Did he do 2 of them, or did he just do 1?
I told him to drink the entire thing.
Oh, okay. So that would be
Surprising.
2 uses of the drinking horn.
That is 2 uses.
Oh, is it?
2 uses is 2d4.
No.
2d4 plus 2.
Each use is a healing potion, which is 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
So it'd be another whole... Yeah, there you go. So 10 points
You
back.
get 10 back.
Wow, you had this the whole time? I feel great.
It has its limitations, but... All right. So again, you're in a hallway. It's about 10 feet wide. It goes off in the same direction that you were originally in there. It goes for about 10 feet, maybe a little bit more, like 12. And the floor is broken, caved in, and it falls away into darkness. And again, you hear the sound of running water. You have the drift globe up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you kind of taking a moment to look at it with your arcane knowledge, you realize the lumos is the word to activate it, and it activates. You send it up, and it's casting light for you now, and it's just kind of drifting in the air. Looking down there, you can see it falls probably a good 30 to 40 feet, and before it hits what looks like the running water.
And there's no other way up and out. The only way is down.
Looking across the way, you can see the other side of the hallway,
I'm back.
but it's probably
Welcome back.
60 feet or more. It's a good distance across the way.
Hey, Lucky. Since you're capable of walking up walls like a weirdo,
Not that weird.
you literally walked up a wall like it was a floor.
Mhm.
It's weird.
Is it?
A little bit.
Well, maybe for you, but you know.
Yes.
Yeah, not for us. I mean,
A little. Just a little
Wait,
bit.
no.
Anyway,
We're us.
if you wouldn't mind, can you walk across the wall?
Okay.
Right across the,
That is the best ever.
I don't think it'll balance.
That's all right. It's fantastic. Thank you for that. You guys watch as he steps foot. Are you going to tie a rope off, or are you just going to go across?
I would like a rope.
Okay.
and
You're fine.
will hand you the end of
Yeah.
50 feet of hempen rope.
All right. Arneth, you still have a hold of the
60
other end,
feet
correct?
across?
Yeah.
You said it was 60 feet across, right?
60 feet from where it ends to where it's about 60 feet from where the floor breaks away to where you see flooring across the way.
Okay. She's going to tie the end of her own
Yeah,
50 feet
you
of hempen
do a
rope
hitch so that
to-
they're both secured.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
so that we actually have enough rope to get across.
All right. Lucky, you. All right, you set foot on the wall and you go across. You can see below you the running water. You get about maybe 30 feet, and your feet start to slip.
Good.
And all of a sudden, you're falling.
I'm
The,
gonna try to go back. Pull her out, pull her out.
as you, Arneth, I need you to give me an athletics check. As you guys watch,
Advantage.
he starts to slip and fall, and the rope goes tight. Anybody grabbing a hold of you, I'll give you advantage, so that way you can all hold on to Arneth. You catch him in his weight, and he's holding on to the rope, but he's swinging at the edge. Now about, let's see, 60, about 30 feet down. No, about 30 30 feet down, almost touching the water. His feet are actually like, your feet are actually like splashing into the water a little bit. They can pull you up easily though. And so you guys working together, you come back up, put your hands on the edge, and then kind of step back up onto the ledge.
I don't know what happened there.
As you climb back up, underneath you kind of saw it's not solid. It's like this was built over an empty area, or like a big giant tube, and so it was empty, and you kind of saw a little bit of wall space underneath. So if you can imagine like a culvert, where the floor of the hallway you're on was built over this large empty space, and it fell in at that spot, and your feet were touching the water inside of the big culvert area. As they start to pull you up and you put your feet back on the ground, that stickiness that you had there, it's returned.
So my spell didn't fail.
Mm-mm. Spell worked just fine.
That was scary. Any thoughts?
Couple, but not much that we can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not unless you're going to tell me you know how to levitate somebody.
Let me think about it for a second. I could convince you that I could levitate somebody.
I could deceive you into believing that I could lift you across the room.
Except I don't think you deceived me very well after having said that.
Magic.
Hey, Yenfir, didn't you puff into confetti or something when we were first fighting those lizard folk?
Well, what did I do? I don't remember.
You used an Eladrin ability called Step of the Wild or Face Step, one of the two.
Face Step, yeah.
Where you transport, however, take a look at the distance on that.
I agree.
Nobody knows. 30 feet.
So you could teleport about halfway out there.
That's not enough feet.
However, if he were to cast Spider Climb on you, you get halfway out and then face step the other half. Of course, we'll tie a rope around your waist on the off chance that it doesn't work.
Do you think maybe, like, ancient locked up place that no one should go to, maybe we shouldn't be?
Yeah, I thought about that, but this is Yenfir we're talking about.
What's that supposed to mean?
Normally I would agree with you. However,
I'm glad to see that you're all willing to sacrifice the bard. It warms my heart, really. It does.
Fucking die.
I do have to state that if the hag was actually having this as her base of operations, it would behoove us to make sure that there are no surprises.
Just seems a little like, how would the hag get past this? Because, you guys fought that hag and it wasn't some uber powerful creature.
It wasn't?
Lucky, I spent 90% of that fight unconscious.
I'd forgotten.
Just cast Spider Climb on me.
Dumb question before you end up doing that. How high is up?
Like where the ceiling is or anything?
Yeah.
It's probably about... it's roughly 40 feet to the ceiling that you can see.
Does it taper at all?
It does not.
Hmm.
It is the same width across.
But remember when I stopped being able to walk on the wall?
Yes,
I think
but
that happened on the ceiling too.
if I can just make it to the middle, then I can teleport the rest of the way and I don't have to worry about dying.
I think you still got to worry about that a little bit.
We will
I am
be
Yenfir.
able
I
to
laugh
bring
in the
you
face
back.
of death. Ha ha.
Ha ha!
Ha ha.
Can you at least leave all your money with us before you go?
Absolutely not. If you want my money, you can pick it off my corpse.
What if you're unretrievable?
I guess that money's lost forever.
See, I'm not willing to make that sacrifice.
You know what? I'm going to pick up some dirt while they're talking about this,
Okay.
and I'm going to walk along the edge of this drop, and I'm going to drop this dirt
Okay. Where are you dropping?
off the edge.
Off the edge? Okay.
Mhm.
Um,
As I walk the entire length of the edge, I am looking for an invisible walkway.
all right. So it's
Mm.
10 feet from wall to wall. So, like, again, imagine you're walking down a 10-foot wide hallway and all of a sudden it abruptly stops. So you're walking the length of it, just kind of sprinkling something out there.
Mhm.
Every bit that you sprinkle just falls away into the tunnel below.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Arneth.
And I'm going to try just one last thing.
Okay.
And I'll let you move. She is going to draw her hand crossbow, point it across the way,
Mhm.
and fire.
Pew. Toing, as the twang of the string snaps in the still air. You watch as the bolt flies, and you hear it clatter on the stone about 60 feet away on the opposite side.
Okay.
I mean, that is a good point. We do have rope and arrows.
Would it stick enough?
Seems like it's all made out of stone, so
Yeah, probably not with what we have at our disposal. Unless somebody's in the mood to just chuck the door 60 feet.
Sorry for my silence. I'm like eating over here.
that's okay. Actually, I need you to give me a. Yeah, I'll go with
Give you a
perception.
what?
Give me a perception check, please, Arneth.
15.
Okay. Annalise.
Yeah.
As you're standing there near the edge, I'd like for you to give me a perception check, please. Okay. Has anybody else moved up to the edge? You're all still there?
I'll move up.
Not yet.
Lucky. Okay, Yenfir, give me a perception check. All right. Lucky, I'd like for you to give me a perception check as well.
All right.
And last but not least, Gillet. Gillet, you think you hear voices. Like you hear the sound of rushing water below, but you think you hear voices. Lucky, you do hear a voice, a very familiar voice, A voice you've heard for many, many years as you've contended with it. I thought I lost you, boy. For a moment, we were apart.
What does that mean?
Great power resides here. But old. Older than me. I don't think you're ready to contend with what's there yet.
I was thinking the same thing.
I lost you but for a moment. And then we returned. Think on that.
So guys, I say out loud, I think we should go.
Yeah, this place is starting to give me the heebie-jeebies.
You know, I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm damp.
You're always tired.
Yeah, it's exhausting being around you.
The DM asks
I
again,
just-
how long have you two been married? It wouldn't be so bad if it weren't this way like in almost every game.
Like literally every
Okay,
interaction
come
we
on,
have.
no. Strahd is not like this.
That's true. Strahd is adorable.
Yeah, when I'm not fucking
Getting hit
Dying.
by
Willing to
goats and
save
knocked
my
off
own
of
ass.
cliff sides, yeah. That's
God.
true. Just for those who have no context on what's going on, I run a game on Tuesday and Wednesday, and Annalise and Maddie and I have come to the conclusion that we're in seven games, I think, all said and done.
6.
Wow.
Six games.
Oh
to
no,
go.
it's 7 now because
Yes,
I.
it is now 7.
Wow.
But on Wednesday night in Curse of Strahd that I'm running, Annalise or Maddie and Jack play characters there, and there was an incident with a goat, and bad things happened. And now
There's
there
an
are
incident with
fireballs.
a goat.
Oh yeah, that's not going to need any more explanation.
There's been an incident with a vampire. There's been
That
incidents
sounds so
with
bad.
Fireballs,
And it is
werewolves.
never, ever Ethan getting hurt.
It's always the wizard played by Jack who finds themselves
Yeah, why me? What did I do to
Honestly,
deserve
you
this?
wonder why
because
he
you were
needs the knife
squishy
for
and
you?
full of blood.
It was a dire goat, okay? Not just a regular goat.
It wasn't a regular goat. It was a mean goat.
Okay.
I would say a
So-
gruff goat.
Wow.
Wow.
If there's nothing else here, then I think it would be pertinent to inform them, and they can come and seal this up, and then it will be of no more concern.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, who
We
wants
have-
some ale?
What?
Who wants some ale? I'm ready to drink.
You're buying.
We'll
It
see.
did sound very much like you were volunteering, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
heard.
so how well does getting down that wall that we
Easy
scaled
enough.
go?
It's going to be easy enough.
And I just walk down it.
Yeah, lucky this one.
I don't know why you guys are struggling so much with that.
You couldn't
I
even
didn't have a
climb
problem.
it.
You let you holding your place with Gillett and Annalise helping. You're able to get Yenfear down easily enough. Annalise, or actually Gillett goes down, and it's easy enough to get Gillett down. Annalise it's just you holding on now. So go ahead and give me another strength athletics check, just to make sure you don't fail.
Me?
Yes. Give me another athletics check.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no. Annalise is easily gets down, and then you have advantage
Keep it
still
strong.
on climb, so you can climb down. It will be one more athletics check, but you do have advantage. So, okay, so yeah, you scrambled down. At first, you were like your foot slipped. You're like whoo, but then you find perch with your fingers in your hands, and you're actually able to climb down the broken rubble and staircase easily enough.
Thank goodness
all
for
right.
advantage.
What's that?
Thank goodness for advantage.
Thank goodness for advantage. Otherwise, it would have been, 2d6 falling damage. All right.
Broken bones and screaming.
Just Yenfear will catch you. Fall into my arms. All right.
Yes,
Fall
it'll
into
be-
my arms.
Yennefer will be the one who screams.
Karnath lands on Yennefer. Yennefer is like silently screaming, but doesn't seem to have a problem with what just happened.
Like, I'm
There's just
okay,
a
guys.
sigh underneath. Okay, I tell you what. Why don't we all take a quick 5-minute break? I know that I need to visit the washroom as well, so we're going to take a quick break. Unfortunately, I don't have any cool music or anything else to play in there, but now's a chance to get some people in. And hey, if you want to, remember, make sure you're active in the chat. You can become the proud owner of Hive Swap, which I'm giving away, episode 1. You must be active in the chat. We'll be giving that away probably about another hour. So stick around, get other people involved. Hey, we're happy to have anybody and everybody watching. I think that I will make this available to players. Normally I wouldn't, but you know what? I think that I will make it available to the players this time around. We'll see how that goes in the future. So any and everybody is eligible. We'll be giving away a keyword. You'll type in the keyword that will enter you in the raffle, and then it'll be drawn. The only people who won't be eligible will be myself, of course, and my producer. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Crafty Kiernanos, you will not be eligible. I know. I know you were looking forward to it, on top of all the other stuff you play. All right, we'll be back in just a few moments, and we'll continue and see what the party is going to do.
Any quick Q&A for anyone? Anyone in the chat, that is?
Jack, you should turn your light on, hon.
And I'm muted. Okay. It is on, actually. It's just because my window is also open.
Okay.
Thanks, though, baby.
You just look so
So
dark.
So dark.
It doesn't fit Yennefer at all.
I'm sorry. An incident with a goat. Wow.
It's like an interview with a vampire, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Which you definitely had.
I definitely had that as well. I didn't get the job.
Something.
Better luck next time.
Aitlin, revealed their entire relationship to the party in one go because
Fell swoop.
one fell swoop. Because said vampire was like nom nom on that ass, and well,
Strange, there are two
Aitlin took offense
holes
to
right on
that.
someone's butt there.
I don't know. It's these two holes.
When the assassin makes a deal with the devil and says, oh sure, I'll do this thing and just let me and said person go and everything will be fine, and then said devil shows up and noms on said person, and then the assassin gets angry, and you never want to see the assassin angry.
I mean, I don't know why you thought he'd be honest. Oh, yeah,
Honor
sure.
among thieves, hello.
Honor among vampire villains does not exist, however.
Apparently.
It's okay. It'll all be okay in the end.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Howdy.
Are you all dead?
No, not yet.
Wow.
We actually took a break. Quick break.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome back.
Okay, I'm done eating.
Yeah.
Nutrients
Are you nourished?
gained.
Yes.
Go
Good.
Team Noms.
I love your unamused. Yes, because I've been bothering you in DM all day.
Make sure you get your 3 meals a day plus snacks and a glass of water.
Says the one who forgot her water bottle at home.
This is a bad water at work. I just didn't have any water for the ride home.
You literally told me you didn't drink any water today.
That's not what I said.
Alright.
Check your DMs, bitch.
Alright. Back to where we were. So, you guys clamber back down into the dungeon and make your way back out. And from there, you can stay the night again in Adelar. If you want to press on to read song, you can absolutely do so. And again, we're going to move the map over to the overhead so that we can get a better look at everything.
I say we press on.
Where's pressing on to? Are we still thinking Lanceport?
Yeah, I imagine we can get some sort of quick way there through Reed Song.
Mm-hmm. You don't think... Oh, did we lose
No.
Caps?
Did I lose everybody?
Just the video.
Okay.
So, like, is there anywhere other than Lanceport maybe we could go?
I'm going to do a quick refresh for everybody watching just so I can get my cameras back. Alright. And there's my camera back, and there's everybody else.
I'm refreshing too.
Okay.
Just FYI, my camera goes away.
That's right. It's not a Roll20 game unless we have to refresh once. Alright.
So you guys don't think anywhere other than Lanceport we can go to?
Well, we'd get more information on the hags in Lanceport. So I think
I mean,
that...
are we sure, though?
I mean, I wouldn't mind going home for a little bit.
Oh, you're from Lanceport.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Complete silence. Everyone's like, sounds like bullshit.
Sorry, I was just trying to remember where our out of game stuff fell, and she wouldn't actually know that information yet. So
She would not. Right? Wow. Oh, Jesus. You guys kill me every time I talk.
we there's an Acadium in Lanceport, and I think that it would be in our best interest to go there. We can get more information, perhaps on the lost civilization that we found here, and of what could possibly be being unleashed.
Right. And that we need to go to Lanceport for that.
Do you have a problem with Lanceport? Did you get into any trouble there or something?
You're allergic to libraries, aren't you?
I am. That's it. That's what it is. That's it. and
I
only that.
promise I won't force you to read a book. If you can read. Can you read?
Jeez.
You
I
don't
think
know.
that maybe you should have asked that question before you said that I wouldn't force you to read a book.
Well, I mean, it would be just even more horrible if you couldn't read.
I can't read. That's why I don't want to go to Lanceport. You got me. So I guess we just shouldn't go. Right.
Your illiteracy does not befront me, so I'm on my way.
All right.
I think perhaps then that we'll head to Lanceport through Reedsong.
And we could just leave you at Reed Song if you like.
No, I'll come with. I'm just going to, for no reason related to what we're doing, put my mask back on.
All right. You know that it's going to be about 2 to 3 days journey to Reedsong. And then it's probably another 3 or 4 days from Reedsong to Lanceport. So you're looking at the better part of almost a week to get there. Yenfir, Reed Song especially strikes an interest in you as a bard. You know that Reed Song is pretty much the quintessential place for any type of musical instrument. They have a special... they have the only resource to make these exceptionally fine instruments. Horns, reed instruments, pipes, and things like that, grown from the special reeds. There's another word. Special reeds that are grown along the riverbank. So it's of interest to you to get there just because of the quality. This is the Stradivarius of instruments for all of Kyrith.
Cool.
So, all right. Setting out on the road, you guys, it's probably, you guys set out, and it's probably about mid-eve. I would say the sun hasn't quite set yet, but it's getting low in the sky. You guys make it to about where the bandit camp was the last time you fought all the bandits at. And 2 figures step from the forest on either side. Dressed in long leather coats, tri-corner hats, scarves pulled up a lot like Annalise wears. They step forward. Each of them has a crossbow. One of them seems whip thin, not super tall, but just really skinny. The other one seems like he has the natural born, the build that comes with being naturally big, muscular, but like still with that cushion of baby fat, like somebody who hasn't fully filled out to their full size, or they haven't really come into their skin just yet. They still have that layer of baby fat along with all that muscle. That's that country strong body fat. All right.
Mm-hmm.
As they step from the ways, they raise the crossbows, and you hear the thin one say, "All right, you lot, give us all your gold."
Are you serious?
He
No.
Yes, I'm serious. Horse and I. And you see the big one turn his head and look at the little one. "Sorry, me mate and I, we'll shoot you."
Go for it.
Now, whoa.
He just kind of looks at the big one. The big one looks at him, and they both kind of go, "We don't want to, but we will."
All right.
You are officially the worst highwayman I've ever seen in my life.
He kind of looks. He you see his eyes kind of cast down for a second, and then look back up, and he goes, "Well, new. We haven't been doing this long. We used to be bandits, but then some." And then you see eyes open in recognition, and the big one kind of crosses, like sidesteps over to the little one and nudges him, and the little one starts nodding his head up and down. Yeah, I know. It's them. So sorry. And you see him start to put the crossbow away. "We apologize. You lot can go. We're so terribly, pardon us for the inconvenience. We're just gonna pretend this never happened, right?" And you start to see him turn to leave.
No.
No.
Stop.
Oh shit!
Right there.
All right. Hello again.
Something about the simpering nature of these.
He pulls the mask
children
down, and you see a thin face. One of those like late teenage beards that's more just curly hair in patches than anything like this gloriousness. The other one pulls, and he's clean shaven. Well, he's not clean shaven, but there's no facial hair whatsoever. Big round face, big bodied guy. It's the 2 bandits that were hauling the cart whenever you cleared the bandit camp out.
Wait,
You
is
know.
this the pair that I scared shitless?
This
Yes.
would be the ones.
Can Arneth just go over to both of them and just slap them both in the face?
They don't even. It's like you know, you kind of box their ears a little bit, slap them across the head, and messes their hair up, and they don't even stop. They just kind of have their heads down. Right, we deserve that. Yeah, you're right. Totally. Yeah. Okay, so we didn't quite do what you asked, and we sort of look. We ain't got nobody. It's just me and Horace. If we would known it was you lot, we wouldn't have tried, I promise.
You know what? I have a proposition
Well,
for you.
alright.
The town of Edela
Mm-hmm.
is going to need some guards.
Okay.
You will be able to make an honest living,
Okay.
protecting the town, and you're not gonna get into any more trouble.
We can.
Or the hunter is going to hunt you, and you're not going to like it.
You see him kind of tuck his shoulders down, tuck his head into his coat a little bit. Right, so we'll go to the town and become god. Horace, let's go become gods. Horace is like, all right. And you see them start to leave. Never mind. He starts to trot off. You see Horace, the big one, is kind of hanging back. And you see the little one.
Yes.
It's like, come on. He holds a hand up and he goes, wait a tick, Reggie. I have a question. He looks at you, Annalise, and he goes, where are you going?
Why does it matter?
I want to go with you. Look, I've been following that stick around me all life. All he's ever gotten me was trouble. First, it was the bandits. His half-cocked idea to become highwayman. Yeah, well, you see how that turned out. He thinks he's the brains. And you see the look on the skinny one's face. He's like, like he's like fit to cry. So the big one's like, wherever it is, I'll go that far. Drop me. I'll never bother you again.
Your name was Horace, right?
Right.
I'm probably gonna regret this, but she's gonna haul her pack off of her back and throw it at him. Welcome aboard, you're my new apprentice. Let's go!
And he, whatever you say, man, whatever you say. And he puts the hat back on his head and he kind of pulls the mask up, starts to pull the mask up, thinks better about it, and kind of leaves it down again. And then he's like, whatever you say. And you start to make your way. Who's last in the marching order?
I think I would be.
Okay. As you look back over your shoulder every once in a while, you see this little skinny figure kind of following along at a safe distance. He's not right on top of you guys, but he's just kind of tagging along every once in a while. You stop to make camp for the evening, right just off of the road, in the trees a little bit, so that way you don't get run over in the middle of the night. Who's going to take first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay. You want 2 watches or 3 watches?
Let's
Or
do
4.
3. I'm going to take second watch with Horace.
All right. So Horace and you will take second watch.
I'll take third.
All right, so Chief, you have third. All right, Yenfir, I need a perception check, please.
I'm also gonna strum away on my lute.
All right. The
ominous sound.
the sun is, or the moon is the
The thing.
stuff
The
in the
planets
sky.
and the stars.
I will be honest with you. I play in so many different realms that I forget sometimes. Kyrus has
sky
not
ball.
one, not two, but 3 moons that hang beautifully in the sky.
The moons is
The moonses. So the moonses are high in the sky, and you hear some rustling in the underbrush. Some just like chuffing sounds and general movement in the woods.
I want nothing to do with that, so I'm just gonna ignore the shit out of it.
What good at watching are you?
I'm watching. I'm just not going to investigate.
Stoking the fire, keeping the fire going.
Yeah,
All right.
practicing my songs. I'm trying to
Like
trying
a
to
bard.
warm up. Like a bard.
Like a bard.
Trying to get warmed up for when we reach Reed Song. Okay.
Looking out at the woods from where the sound comes, not investigating it, but just looking, you see the firelight glinting off of the eyes, reflecting back into the circle of light. Look at that. There's something out there.
Oh, look, it's an animal I don't give a shit about. Well, I don't have talk with animals anymore, so
It's a shame,
I'm just
really.
gonna continue
Who convinced you to
continue
get
playing
rid
my
of
lute. I know, some asshole.
that? What an asshole.
How dare he make me a well-rounded bard and not a Disney prince?
Oh, God. Yes. Not a Disney prince. Okay. You notice that the sound doesn't go away, but it seems to circle the camp. First roll of the night.
God damn it.
20. There is a and all of a sudden, leaping out of the circle at you is this tawny-colored, long-tailed cat. Wide head, ears flattened back out at you as this large creature leaps out at you. Strikes you.
Of course it does.
No, I'm sorry. It swipes at you. It doesn't bite you. Sorry. That's a different damage dice.
Jesus Christ, this is the worst watch ever.
Jesus Christ. Ask it if it
That was
likes
really good.
propane or if it likes charcoal. And then ask it politely to leave. Alright, as you take 10 points of slashing damage, the large claws and big paw of this thing scraping across your armor, your chest, landing and turning around and looking at you. It once again gives that, and you hear the sound reverberated as it seems like there are more than just one.
Shit, fuck. Hey.
You all hear a yelp in pain. And then a, hey.
Can I cast invisibility
Yeah,
on myself?
sure.
'Cause fuck this. Fuck this.
All right.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Honestly. And I just kind of start yelling that there's wild animals attacking.
So all of a sudden you hear wild animals attacking, but as you open your eyes to look and see where Yenfear is at, you don't see Yenfear at all.
Who said that?
Oh, good. You ran off like a coward.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, sometimes I can still hear his voice.
Dibs on his stuff.
Like he's
Such a
with us
bitch.
in spirit.
Like he's with us. Like he never left.
Like he's still there somewhere. Can you hear
Over the
me?
rainbow.
All right. Since I don't have Mountain Lion, we're going to use the same thing, or at least a close proximity to it. I'm going to move you guys to our roadside battle map, so bear with me just 1 second. All right, and I will have everyone place their token in the area that is the campfire kind of thing. I think most of you are probably still already there. I'm pretty sure none of you have tents, so we'll just remove the tents. They're 2 tents.
Now they are past tense.
Now they are past tense.
Ha. Ha ha.
No longer a tense situation.
It is no longer a tense situation. All the tenseness has gone. All right, Yenfear, that's where you were. So that's where that one is. Normally normally a creature of solidarity, we find that the Panthers of Kyreth, or the Cougars of Kyreth, are a bit more hunting party-esque. All right, let's see here. So let's go ahead and get our remove all turns. Yes.
I do not have a token currently.
You don't? Just a moment then.
You have one uploaded with your character sheet?
There should be, yeah. Can I just do that
And you
myself?
can just drag and drop it onto the map.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Character sheet, then bio, and then you can drag and there you go, and then drop it on there.
Ah, no, that's not a token.
Oh God!
I think I'm not sure if it'll work.
If not, give me a moment and I can grab it for you. Okay?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
All right.
Okay.
Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
Who likes good news? Everyone? Good news, everyone.
I need to be put on.
What's that? Oh.
I need to be put on the initiative.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I got you.
23. Can you give some of those numbers to me? That would be great. Thank you.
Chief with the critical.
Sure.
We'll start calling you Clutch. Clutch make shit happen. Alright, if I can, I will. There you go. You can modify the turn.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm happy to help out. As the Panther rolls the initiative. Wow, says the kitty. 1, 2, 3, and fur.
These guys are assholes.
Yes. Yes, they are. All right. First up. Arneth.
The thing is that I do have primeval awareness, but like I don't know if it requires a spell slot or anything. It didn't say so on the sheet, so I'm just not even gonna bother.
Oh, it's all right. Hang on. I'll tell you exactly what it does. And I can go ahead and tell you this wouldn't be a situation where you'd really use it.
I mean, I can show you what I have written.
Okay.
Yeah. It says it up at the top. I'm like, do
You
I really
expend a
want to
spell
make
slot.
friends with these?
You expend 1 spell slot to focus your awareness on the region around you. For 1 minute per level of the spell slot you expend, you can sense whether any of the following animals or creatures are present within 1 mile of you. And then it's aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. This feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number. Is that... I don't think that's the same thing, is it?
No, it's not. It doesn't say the same thing. That's why I'm confused.
Is that a... Which conclave did you take again?
What's it called? The cool teleporting one.
Is that the portal? The Horizon? Portal?
Horizon Walker, yes.
Horizon Walker?
Yeah.
That would be
the same one
located
Mom
in
got.
Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Keep in mind, folks, if we hit 25 patrons on my Patreon at patreon.com/direbearac, I have copies of this, as well as Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide to give away to patrons. So,
Yeah, this is Unearthed Arcana stuff.
yeah, it's also in here in Xanathar's. They've added that into this one. All right,
Nice.
so archetypes: Ranger, Horizon Walker. That seems like... It doesn't seem like it's one of the ones in here. You said you got that from the Unearthed Arcana, like the
Yeah, beginning at...
the improved
Third
Ranger, like the revised Ranger.
Yes.
I'd
Okay.
flanked it.
Yeah, hang on a second. I've got it. They've changed it again, so it's like all over the place. Favorite any, spellcasting, fighting style, primeval awareness. Okay.
Quickly, as you wake, what was your character dreaming of?
It's a dangerous question you ask, my friend.
Sweats loudly.
Dangerous question you ask, my friend. You know what? Yeah, I'll say you can use it like you would Primeval Awareness from the book or from any of the other revisions. So you'll expend a spell slot to use it.
Okay.
So you pick a spell slot, and then that gets used up. So tell me tell me what level you're going to use it at. You can use it at first if you want.
I only have first level
Okay,
spells.
that's what I figured. All right, so you burn a spell slot and you get Primeval Awareness. So you have an innate ability to communicate with beasts, and they recognize you as a kindred spirit. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to a beast as an action and can read its basic mood and intent. So what would you like to do now that you've done this? It will take your action to do that, but I will allow you to communicate as a free action if you would like to, or learn its intent as a free action.
I'm pretty sure its intent is to eat a very cute elf. Um,
You would not be incorrect.
I'd like to try to get the cat, at least that was attacking Ian, for it to just screw off.
All right.
Just go away.
Give me
Shoo.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. 18.
Okay. It kind of lowers its head, and you watch as it backpedals away from Yenfear. That low in its throat as it does so.
It's like, bad kitty.
Its tail swishes behind it quickly, you watching as it backs away from Yenfear. Which it'll do on its turn, because it's not its turn. All right, so that would be your turn, unless there's anything else, a bonus action that you would like to take.
No.
All right. Gillet. Cougars have leapt upon the party. What are you doing? They're trying to run off with the young men. I don't know. I don't make this shit. It just comes to me. It tries to run off with the youngest of the party. The pretty young boys.
Not me.
Isn't he technically the oldest?
Yeah. Technically, yeah.
Probably. All right, what are you doing, Gillet? There are 4 of them. There's one that's right by Yenfear. You see 2 more hanging back, and another one that is pretty close to you.
Right. Well, I'm going to move here.
All right.
See if I can smack it away.
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack. That will hit.
All right.
All right. And if I'm not mistaken, flurry of blows, you should have multiples. That one, however, will not hit.
However. Oh, that was the wrong one. This one.
Okay, so we need to make a strength save or be pushed. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so first of all, let's get the damage done here. He took 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you bash him in the whiskered face. You reach out and just basically open hand slap the ever-living piss out of the... It puts one paw up on its nose, whiskers twitching, and then it needs to make a strength saving throw. And let's see if that works in its favor. It does. You do an open hand strike to try to push him away from you. It digs its claws into the dirt and is unmoved by your smack in the face. All right. Bonus action?
I'll give another smack.
Okay. All right. That will hit, so go ahead and do damage. Excellent. You roundhouse kick him in the face after your first smack on the nose, and then roundhouse kick him in the side of the face. His jaw spinning, a little bit of spittle flies from his mouth as you land your kick solidly against his maw. And then it is their turn. Ooh, damn. Not enough movement. And he is going to try to take a bite out of you. Om nom nom. You look a tasty morsel. 14 to hit you.
I'm afraid so.
All right. And he comes up and it's a run. He drives up and clomps down on your leg. You take 4 points of piercing damage as he then tries to just draw back. And again, you see him lower his head, ears flattened out, teeth bared. Next up is the one next to Yenfear, who is going to do exactly what he was told to do and back off. His movement is more than 5. Yep, a lot more. He backs up to about here and then turns and runs. Is anybody going to give chase at all?
Hell no.
Okay. He disappears off into the night somewhere. Annalise?
I don't. He's gonna tell all his buddies to come back. So.
He's going to go fetch some more. I'm going to go out to my
Right
car.
back.
I'm going to get my other cougar friends, and we're going to come back. All right. Annalise, it's your turn.
She's going to start, as always, with activating Crimson Right,
Mm-hmm.
which, double check.
I know it's you call it a bone cleaver. Is that right?
Saw Cleaver.
Saw cleaver. But every time I think of it, all I can think of is Randy, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Bone saws ready. Sorry, go ahead.
I got you for 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I am going to take 4 damage doing that.
All right.
I'm now level 4. But it lights up with lightning.
Okay. Electrical energy crackles over it as you run the blade across your arm. Is that right?
And
You cross your hand, and as
Yep.
you do so, a little bit of blood trickles up and seems to be absorbed into the blade of the weapon, and it starts to crackle with electrical energy.
and then she is going to run forward on
Okay.
the other side of this panther, and one hand on the cleaver, bringing it down across the panther's back.
All right. And I take it you're taking the one between you two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Make sure I was on the right one. 25 to hit.
That will most definitely hit.
11 damage.
All right. All right. With that one blow, you lay open his side, exposing musculature and rib, a little bit of bone in there. He is not dead, but you see as you hit that with the electricity crackling in the open wound, he lowers his body down to the ground even more, trying to protect his underside as he's naturally, prone to do. He is really, really hurt. All right. Is there any other actions you can take? Is it a bonus action to activate?
Bonus action.
Yep. All right. Next up is Lucky.
I stand up and I'll take out 2 of my daggers,
All right.
and I will come over here and I'll make some attacks.
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Some regular daggers
will
here.
Okay.
Ugh.
And with that, you plunge the dagger into the open wound that was left by Annalise, and you find Perch into a vital organ. And you feel the creature tense for a second and then go limp. Every muscle
Oh.
done for.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Rest in pepperoni.
All right.
Who said that?
And what is pepperoni?
Oh, then.
Delicious.
Oh, wait. Hold on. How much movement is that? Yeah, I can get there. I'll come over here.
Okay.
And I can make an attack with an offhand, right? Even if I don't have
Yes.
2-weapon fighting?
Yes.
It's just not
As
very
long as
good.
both weapons are light, they have the light, then yes, you can make an attack with your offhand.
I'm
16
using the
will hit.
dagger, so yeah. And I don't get my...
You don't get to add the
Modifier to
modifier to the damage, but it's still just
Okay.
a D6.
Okay.
Or D4, excuse me. Daggers. How do they work? All right.
S-
So is that 2 more points of damage?
Yes.
All right.
What's your dex modifier, Ryan?
+4.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Action, movement, bonus action. Yeah, you're good. All right. Next up is the panther that is next to Gillet. And he is going to take a swipe at you with a paw. And let's see here. 11.
No.
Reeling back from the two blows that you landed against him, he kind of lashes out with a paw, but it's falls short, just swiping the air in front of you. And again, he lowers his ears, watching one of them run away and one of them fall to your friends. He's going to try to dart away into the night. You will get an attack of opportunity against him. If you'd like to take it. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll kick his hind legs.
That will hit.
Snap these little cat's legs. Jeez.
As you reach out and strike, you actually do manage to kick the hind legs out, and so he scrambles in the dirt for a second, but then finds his perch with his claws and bounds off into the night, getting away. And then this one here sees that he has no allies, and he is going to try to get away as well. So that it prompts an attack of opportunity from both Annalise and Lucky. Pulls it up for the combat, pulls it down for the food, pulls it up for the combat, pulls it down for the food. All right, you guys, Annalise, that will hit. He doesn't even get to make his full run. You watch as his legs tense underneath him and he goes to turn, and you bring it up and find the weak underbelly of the cat and drag it up, and as you do so, you actually send him cartwheeling over, laid open and bleeding and no longer moving.
And I just walk up and go, ha! Got it.
Stab the dead body one time. All right.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself. That's okay.
Perfectly fine by me. If you want to, though, you can hold off onto it, because as an elf, you only need 4 hours of meditation. It will still count as the full 8 hours. So you'll get your 8 hours worth of rest. You'll get your long rest and heal back up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a dick. No.
You're like, yeah, use it. You can just say, I don't give a shit.
Use it. I'm just saying. You can use
Arnath is going to go over to these two dead kitties, and he's just going to sulk for a bit.
He's just gathering up the dead cats and holding their heads in his arms and just sobbing silently to himself.
He wouldn't sob, but he looked real sad.
He looks real sad. It's just the Native American on the side of the road, just one tear.
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna go over and give him a consoling shoulder pat. It's okay. It's okay. You know,
Annalise,
we had to do what we had to do.
You look over at Horace, and his eyes are just as big as saucers. He's got the crossbow in his hand, and he's kind of shaking a little bit. I'm sorry, I froze. I didn't know what to do.
That's because I haven't taught you what to do.
Right. Right, yeah.
Now come sit next to me. I have something to teach you.
All right. And with that, Yenfir, your shift is over, and Annalise and Horace.
Annalise is taking possession of the two dead panthers.
We're eating food tonight.
And during her watch, she is going to teach Horace how to skin the panther.
Okay.
After she wrestles them off of
Arnath's like, no, they're my kitties. My kitties.
Arnath, they're dead.
They're just sleeping.
No, Arnath, they're dead. Let them go. I promise that we're going to give you something nice from them. You will be able to remember them.
Okay.
Okay?
It's a hood, but it's the cougar's head.
Whoa.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was
you got
doing.
kitty ears.
Oh, I thought we were going to do another ear belt.
It's nice.
Anyway, so during this time, Annalise is teaching him how to skin the panthers,
Okay.
how to properly take the meat off the bones,
Okay.
how to pull the teeth out of the jaw to make necklaces out of.
Okay.
Same with the claws.
Uh-huh.
And then how to properly clean the
Metal.
hide.
All right.
How to properly clean the hide so that it can be worn or sold later.
All right. Go ahead and give me a nature, just straight nature, or in let's see, nature is wisdom based or is it
Can I do
intelligence?
survival instead?
What's that?
Can I do survival instead?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'll let you do survival.
Excellent.
Panther Guts is my
Okay.
new death metal band.
Yeah. You instruct him on how to do it, kind of keeping watch over his shoulder, correcting any mistakes. You spend the better part of your watch doing all of this, and you get 2 usable hides out of it. You get about 8 teeth between the 2 of them that are usable. And we'll call it, let's see, they weigh about that much. Let's say they're pretty big animals. Usable meat, you get close to 60 pounds worth. Now, you have to figure out how to cure it or smoke it or something else like that. But for now, you have
Well, I mean, that's part of what she teaches him, right? She teaches him how to slice it thin to turn it into jerky.
Okay. Yes, you can teach him how to slice it thin, but you don't have, I mean, unless you...
I mean, she doesn't have time to cook it all.
Right.
She can't cook it all.
Right.
But she'll let's say she turns about 15 pounds of it into jerky. 10?
I'll say as long as nobody else disturbs it, you can do about 10 pounds over the fire that you guys had set up, just smoking it over, over just the low fire. And then I'll say, if you're not going to turn it into jerky, just cooking some of it, I'll let you cook an additional, say 5 pounds.
Sure.
So you have 2 hides that you can
45
use.
raw,
Mhm.
5 pounds cooked.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
15.
All right. Yeah, your night goes, the rest of the evening goes on, or at least for your watch, goes without a hitch. There are no incidents. Nothing seems to come out of the woods to get you. So, that's it. The end of the watch, Horace is yawning. He's looking rather beat, still a little bit shaken. And Arneth, I believe, was taking the last watch.
Yep.
All right, you guys switch out. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. There it is.
Okay.
Wow.
The moons, all 3 of the moons set in their eventual order. Night passes on. You see the sun peeking out over the east. Breaking in the pinks and the blues and things like that you'd see normally. The gray to blue or blue to gray, and the night passes without any further incident. All of you restore your hit points. Spell slots expended or restored. And you have useful kitty meat and hides.
Useful kitty meat.
I can say that I've never had cougar, so I couldn't tell you how it tastes.
I also can't tell you how it tastes because I've also never had cougar, but I would assume it would be lean.
I know that lion is eaten often.
I
So.
can't believe I'm Googling this.
What does cougar taste like?
Oh,
In
careful with the results of
defense-
that.
Oh my god, no,
When
the
I
joke.
typed
I'm just going to stop
When
myself.
I typed in the words, what does cougar? The first result on Google is meat taste like.
Okay.
That is actually the first thing. It is not. It's not weird. And then the next one we're like, well, what does cougar poop look like?
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a lot
Both
better than the
valid
jokes that
questions.
popped into my head, so I'm just gonna.
Much more reasonable than what we expected from the completion of the internet.
This is true.
Thanks, internet.
All right. You pack up the next day. Pack up for the next day and start to head out. You guys are about 2 days away from Reed Song. You kind of watch Lucky as the little tail that's been following you guys at a safe distance. You heard a little huh, and as he fell out of the tree that he was sleeping in for the night. He seems to be trailing along behind you guys. He has a little bit of a limp now, but he doesn't seem to be having any troubles keeping up. You guys make it again through the night or through the next day, taking a rest for the night. There's no incident as you're getting closer to town and more livable areas. There's again no incidents or anything else like that. The next day you travel out again, keeping an eye behind you for your little tail. You come across some other travelers, caravans that are going in the opposite direction or meeting up with you from local farms and things like that, but nothing of real note. And as you watch, you crest over one of the hills and come down, you see the river in front of you, and you see the city that is Reed Song. Reed Song sits on opposite sides of the bank. There is a noticeable ferry that runs between the two halves of the town. And
apparently it tastes like pork.
Oh,
Nice.
good to know.
And now
It's
we know.
very edible and apparently very delicious.
Sweet.
There you go. Go out and get you some fresh mountain lion night.
I can't believe I just looked that up.
You're probably on
There
a
are
list
worse
somewhere
things
now.
to
I was gonna say,
I'm-
I'm sure there's
Right?
worse things that you may have searched for. I'm just gonna say.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
knowing
probably
you, you nasty.
All right, the thick woods
Wow.
of the forest give way to the city, which you see has incorporated a lot of the living structure of the woods and the forest into its homes and houses. Small abodes hover above the ground on flets, which are basically big flat decks that are built into the tree out of the boughs of the tree. But just as many as you see in the air, you also see some that are on the ground. You see all manner of people coming and going. As a matter of fact, this is a more diverse population than what you saw in Adalar. Among the people, you see humans, and you see you see humans. You see, of course, your first instance here, at least in this campaign, of Kamat, the cat people walking about, wearing all manner of dress like anybody would, tails softly swishing behind them. And on the breeze that comes from the river, it seems to carry a sound of panpipes, like somebody's playing the pan flute. Not any recognizable tune, but rather more like a natural harmony just from the wind blowing off of the river. Looking, you can see people are gathering things down by the river. And again, like I said, you see the humans, you see the Kamat, you see a few here and there, a few dwarves. You actually see a few elves, not many, but a few, and an occasional gnome or two. This seems to be a large population. You see a lot of people who are walking about wearing natural stuff like robes, but like they're made from a natural fiber, unfinished natural fiber. You see people wearing implemented into their leather like branches to hold form and rigidity, or woven leaves or anything else like that. This seems to be a very almost druidic or natural set of people. There is a ferry that crosses the river to the other side. The other side of it looks similar. A lot of natural buildings made from just the trees around there, but there are also a lot more man-made structures, and it seems to be a lot more industrious on that side of the river. And as you approach Reedsong, this is where we'll end for the night. And next week we will fully envelop ourselves into Reedsong, the beautiful town that it is, and the lady or the people who run the town, and see if you guys are going to venture forth to Lanceport. Now, we're done with the campaign for the night, but I would like to invite anybody who would like to stick around. We will do a short QA if you have any questions that you'd like, but in the meantime, we were going to give something away. At this point in time, I would like for those who would like to enroll in it, the word is going to be swap me. That's all one word, SWAPME, swap me. If you will enter that into the chat, go ahead and do so now. Swap me, all one word. That will get us kicked off for our giveaway. And remember that anybody who is active in the chat is available for it, including our players if they would like this. Again, it's just swap me. And we'll make sure that everybody's able to get in there. And again, this is for the game Hive Swap Episode 1. It's a very highly rated adventure, kind of puzzle RPG-ish kind of game. What I saw of it reminded me a lot of kind of like the Sierra games of old. A little bit like that.
Been a while.
Yes. Has it not? Willie, The Adventures of Willie Beamish. It has to be my all-time favorite Sierra game. And it's because you played a precocious little, like, 12-year-old or something who went on an adventure to uncover the evils that were going on while he was on summer vacation. Go ahead and enter again the word. It's swap me, all in one word. Oh, and we have our winner. Congratulations to Fun Conscious.
Congrats.
We will send you the key for that here shortly. I need you to just message me with your email, and I will email you the key. Congratulations to our second giveaway winner. Our next giveaway we will schedule when we hit... I don't know yet. We will determine that with Crafty Karanos, and I will determine what that is, but I think it may be 75 followers. But we still have YouTube that we can give away on, so make sure that people are subscribed to us on YouTube. Speaking of subscriptions, last week, and the reason that we're going to be doing that we did the giveaway this week is because we hit 50 followers on Twitch, and that lets us be an affiliate. So we now have affiliate, which means that we will have bits and subscriptions and all sorts of fun stuff.
We're on the road to being an affiliate.
Okay.
Yes.
On the road.
We're finally adults.
I don't know what is an adult. I'm not an adult. I'm just a guy that plays games and has fun.
Fair enough.
50 subscribers on YouTube will be the next giveaway that we'll be doing. And of course, there is always our 25 patrons, which I'm surprised to say that we do have 4 or 5 now. I have to go back and check. I am happy to have that. And so thank you all to our patrons, and thank you to everybody who watched with us tonight. I hope you guys had as much fun. Did you guys, the players, have a good time?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what matters the most. Then I have done my job successfully. All right, folks. If anybody has any QA would like to stick around, we will be happy to. If not, then we will call it a night, and I will see you all next Monday.
Always.
Yes, you will.
All
So
right.
you're gonna see me tomorrow.
Yep.
Say again. I heard somebody.
You'll see me tomorrow.
Oh, this is true. And I will see I'll see Chief tomorrow as well, and I will see Jack on Wednesday. If any of you or anybody who is following or watching would like to join a Dire Bear adventure, we do have seats at the table. Go check out our Patreon page. Again, it's patreon.com/direbearac. I do this professionally. This is what I do. So please come join the adventure. We have seats available here with our players, as well as a private seat for you and your friends if you would like. Or if you just want to meet new people and play a game with somebody who is going to make sure that he dedicates his time and energy to making sure you have the best time, then we have those available as well. Looks like
And really,
QA's not
you
gonna
too
be-
can be dangled helplessly over a canyon.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Ooh,
interesting.
fun.
The next giveaway will be a piece of artwork.
Oh.
And if you haven't seen our artwork, where are you? You should $1 on Patreon will get you to where you can see the artwork and get you into our Discord where we have a lot of our art posted and stuff like that. Just
A lot of just kind of unrelated stuff too.
Yeah,
I think goes in there as well. Unrelated memes.
unrelated fun times and just goofiness, game room,
Some maymays.
of course, all kind of fun stuff. So let's talk real quick. I know that Maddie has been hard at work at her next huge cosplay that you're working on. I heard that you bought up all the leather that was in Canada.
Not all the leather. It was I got really lucky. Leather that was normally on for $15 a meter was on sale for $7 a meter.
Nice.
About
Wow.
5.5 meters between brown and black leather.
So 5.5
Nice.
meters. That's empirical. That's what, like 3 inches?
It's
I'm
something
kidding.
like-
It's I'm kidding. It's a lot.
It's like 6 yards or something.
That's like close to. Let's see.
That's
I'm
close-
a
six
meter.
or 7
That
yards.
sounds
It's pretty
about right.
close. It's pretty close. 6 or 7 yards. It's more in yards than it is in meters.
Yeah, it's still a lot though, and I understand.
Absolutely.
And again, I will be at Hamacon running another one shot. I will be having a full 3D interactive map with monster tokens and pieces and all sorts of fun. And we will once again be doing miniature giveaways for the pre-gen characters. I'll have pre-generated characters. And there will be some new things. I'll be playing with some stuff other than the basics. Maybe a fighter with the samurai background, with the samurai archetype, and some other fun stuff. So if you are in Huntsville and you are going to Hamacon, then look me up. I'll be in the game room. I'll be giving the information over to their coordinator to get all of that out. Let's see, Yenfear, I know you're working on new artwork, aren't you, Jack?
Always.
Patreon as well, patreon.com/ritual
Blush.
Ritual
For a
Blush.
mere $6 a month, I will give you a personalized doodle postcard straight to your in-real mailbox if you're interested.
I have been the recipient, well, we have been the recipient of one of those, and I can tell you it's absolutely adorable. We have a rust monster that's screaming at us.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I don't have.
Arneth is always, Chief
There it
is
is.
always working. Yeah, there you go. That's the
Yeah.
personalized doodle. Chief is always
Reached
working
so
on
far for that
artwork.
thing. It was on my wall.
Thank you.
Links to our artist, if I'm not mistaken, we have links to our artist in our Patreon as well. I can check with my producer to get the confirmation on that, but you guys should check out Interstellar Machine. Is that right?
Yes.
Interstellar Machine. Fantastic art, and recently we acquired the willingness through forceful recognition and fangirling. We've acquired the artistic styling of Mr. Muffins. Somebody tell me the right name, because I am going to be horrible with this.
No, you're right. You're right. It's Mr. Muffins.
Mr. Muffins.
You are completely correct.
Of somewhat Tumblr fame, at least with a large group of us who are gathered here. And they will be giving us artwork as well. Mr. Muffins, Mistah Muffins. Give them a check out. All these guys, you can find them all on Tumblr or what other place in the internet. All you have to do is just take a real quick look around. All of our artists are fantastic. I love each and every one of them. Even our cosplay artist, who I don't think gets the recognition that she should.
I know she does.
She does fantastic work.
Our girl Maddie.
But
She does.
anybody else have anything that they'd like to announce before I call it a night?
No.
Lucky's awesome. Gillet's awesome.
Yes.
I have an announcement.
Yes.
Everyone here is great.
That's the best. And with that, my life is complete. That was the last episode, folks. I've heard what I needed to.
It's been great, you know.
My life
Are you
bucket
serious?
list.
I don't get to show how racist Annalise is? Come on!
Bucket list complete.
I didn't even get the chance.
All right, folks. Well, that is all for this evening. I will be sending that out to. I'll be sending you that key here shortly. Fun Conscious. And until next Monday, we'll be ready to roar for initiative.